Hey, I'm Ray Parker. I played Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace and Solo, A Star Wars Story, and G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, and you're listening to Disney Universe Podcast.
We would be honored if you would join us.
To infinity and beyond!
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. That was all started by a mouse.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 164. Are we doing that?
I don't know why everybody doesn't show up dancing after that intro. Come on.
No, I love that. It's so much awesomer, even with visuals. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you like our introduction, a little video we got with our normal podcast introduction that was put together by our good boy, Corey Jungle Cruiser. So, but once again, like I said, we are at episode 164 of the Disney Universe podcast. We are one of the many podcasts in the Walt's Apartment Productions. And yeah, this is our last show of the year, fellas. So we made it again to another amazing year. So I am one of your co-hosts, Joey. I am joined by my toothless Canadian co-host Ryan. What's up, buddy?
I can throw out my Survivor Series toque.
No, that's okay. How you doing?
It's good. I'm back from Disney. We're 2/3 of us are back from Disney. I'm still a little sleepy.
I mean, technically, all of us are back from Disneying.
Exactly. And that there that you hear is our not toque, but beanie wearing luggable, huggable Pooh Bear, Alex. What's up, man?
Right. If my wife was here, I'd be a beanie baby. Hey.
Hey.
I'm good. Also back from Disney. Excited. We got a fun little slate of things to talk about here tonight. Last show of the year. Excited for 2025. Always fun to look at the year that was, although I don't think we have that necessarily on our slate, but did a lot of fun Disney stuff in 2024.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And maybe we'll just throw a quick little questionnaire at the end, leading into the finality of the show. But I am also back from doing Disney as well, a slightly different thing. You guys will be doing a little Disneyland Christmas trip report, and I'll be doing a trip report from the recently. What do? We were at the Jolly Holiday on the lot. That's a D23 event on the Walt Disney Studios lot, and that was pretty amazing. So that was a quick drive down, party, drive back home the next day. As I've been getting over a little bit of an illness, if you notice my voice a little bit different, I am still your normal regular Joe, but different voice for the weekend. But it's okay because we got some other fun stuff to talk about. A few anniversaries. We got an awesome a film we have all seen. So we're going to be talking about Moana 2 a little bit coming up. But before we get to all that stuff, how about a little mousekeeping? So we could not do this show on the podcast or the YouTubes without some very special people, some friends, some crew. Alex, who are those crew?
Yeah, Spotify's got their Wrapped, but here at the Disney Universe, we've got our Wrapped, Unwrapped. We've got our crew. They are the gift that keeps on giving to us, and we couldn't do it without them. So big shouts out to Jen, Alfredo, Sasquatch, Wedge Antilles, John, Big Papa Disney, Sean, our new friends, Salah, MJ 1995, and Jacob. That's everybody. You guys are the crew. You are the people that get us through. So big shout outs to you. If you want to join the crew of these amazing folks, go to check out patreon.com/DU crew. to find out all the details of the 2 awesome tiers that can get you into the crew, get shout outs just like that, and other little perks and things that not just anybody pulling up to YouTube or Spotify or Apple gets. So come join the crew and get the perks, you know?
Absolutely. And I got a special shout out to a former crew member who has been on a little bit of a hibernation. There was a Sasquatch sighting on Walt's Apartment Live last week. Efren showed up and was just blowed up the chat, and we miss him. And hopefully, not just to the patron, but just, you know, he hasn't reactivated his socials yet, but he was there on the tube. So
he's alive.
He's alive. He's doing well. I told him, miss you, brother. So if you're listening, I hope you're listening still, at least. So drop us a line. Let us know how you're doing. But it was nice to chat with you last Wednesday on the Walt's Apartment Live. Good friend Sasquatch.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah. So that's kind of a clearing my throat at a weird time there. But we would also like to welcome any new listeners and viewers to the show. So if you're a listener but want to view, Ryan, where can you do that? Or if you're viewing but want to just listen, where can you do that as well?
You got me all twisted. If you're watching but you want to listen, you can head over to Walt's Apartment Podcast on any podcast network, and we are under one of their tiers. And if you're listening but want to watch or interact with us online, you can head over to YouTube and search up the DUTV or just the Disney Universe Podcast on any other socials, X, Facebook, Instagram. Do we have a Discord? Can they search up our name on Discord?
We do, but we're kind of running our Discord through the Walt's Apartment Discord page a little bit because Discord's tricky, man. So
it's so confusing.
Yeah, so if you want to chat with us on Discord, there is a Disney Universe channel on the Walt's Apartment Discord.
And it's free to join, Walt's Apartment.
And it's free to join, yes.
Perfect. Good. There you go. Just Disney Universe Podcast. We're everywhere.
Absolutely.
We're like ants.
Exactly. Not this time of year, though. Nobody likes ants in the holidays. But, and by the way, we hope you guys are having a fun holiday season. So we're deep in it right now. But let's just get right into the show. As of recording, it is Monday, December 16th. And there's a very awesome anniversary for a very awesome Star Wars film. Alex, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Rogue One, baby. The 2 hours they gave us that happened seconds before our favorite movie in a galaxy far, far away, of course, A New Hope. Rogue One gave us the events that led up to Princess Leia receiving those plans for the original Death Star. And that was cool. I think it was a really good telling, I think probably best so far, of opening up the backstory and the canon of what we already know. And I think they've been trying to strike with that ever since. Maybe never quite hitting the mark, but as a fan of Star Wars, I'm always a fan of any time they dig deeper into the backstory and the lore and the history and the spaces in between what we already know. And so Rogue One's great. Obviously gave us Andor, and we're very much looking forward to Andor Season 2 coming up in 2025. This movie, Rogue One, turns 8 years old today, and I think we just wanted, since it was Rogue One Anniversary Day, maybe to go around and talk about favorite character introduced in Rogue One. So character from Rogue One that had not appeared in Star Wars visual canon prior to that. Either of you guys want to start?
It's very specific.
Yeah, but I will start.
I mean,
with kind of
mostly new characters in that movie.
Yeah, I will start with actually kind of going. Just a quick little thing about Rogue One is, you know, this was the first non-Skywalker-y movie. It was first known as they were calling them Star Wars anthologies, and they since turned them into Star Wars stories. So there's a lot riding on this movie with new characters that has nothing to do with the saga films, but still in the same universe. And arguably, this Rogue One is probably one of the most praised in the Disney era. So big kudos to that. Favorite character? There's a lot of great new characters in this. I'm going with Chirrut, Donnie Yen's character, the kind of like Jedi monks, but they're not Force users, but they are Force believers, and just the fact that he believes in the Force so much, he's blind, he's a badass, and Donnie Yen's just a badass as it is too. So he's my favorite character in a cast of great characters.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the character model. I'm gonna go with the Death Troopers because I think those are still the coolest trooper designs. Just all blacked out with the green, like what are those things called on the? I don't know if they're like lights or what they're used for. They're like the neon green at the ends of their helmets. Yeah, just like the all black and the guns, and that's the hot toy that I still haven't got because they're so hard to find. But
when do they pop up in the movie?
Like the whole thing, almost.
Which one?
Death Troopers. They're throughout like the whole movie.
Kind of. Well, they're at the beginning and mostly at the end. But yeah, they were introduced to this movie and they're a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Troopers didn't stand out to me in the movie.
Oh,
they're troopers. But what did stand out to me, Scarif, a tropical island destination in a galaxy far, far away. A place that, little did we know, housed a freaking computer database for the Empire and, would be obliterated. But my favorite character that came from this movie was Director Krennic. Ben Mendelsohn's delivery, Director Krennic, every bit of, sarcastic and condescending, regal, imperial, if you will, from the opening scene with them coming down and on Jyn, Galen, Urso's family, and just the way he has that back and forth with them, I think that's really cool. And I'm excited that I believe we're going to get him back in Andor season 2. So
yeah, he's going to be there.
Yeah, shout out to future Disney legend, probably with his acting over Star Wars and Marvel at least. Maybe we'll get him in a Disney animated feature, but Director Krennic is my favorite character to come from that movie.
That's a great call too, because I never ever thought I'd want Imperial Rain Jacket until he comes off on that first planet. But now, great choice.
He gives a little bit more, I think, character to all those other Imperial admirals and stuff that you see in the original trilogy, because you get a little just here and there. I couldn't give you the name off the top of my head, but specifically the guy who quotes Vader's, hokey Jedi religion or whatever, that thing, and gets choked out.
Yeah.
But just a little bit more backstory to who these guys are, the sort of aspiration they have within their situation, and what sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? What's riding on everything that they're doing, being under the order of Darth Vader,
Yeah.
The pressure they're under. That's what I was thinking of.
A lot of sharp-eyed Star Wars fans, watching the Death Star scene in the A New Hope, notice there's a missing chair. Well, a lot of people are like, well, now that's Krennic's chair, and he's missing because he's not around no more. Right. And we did get some cool cosplay, too. So we got the Scarif Trooper, with his tiki drink and tiki shirt, since he's on the... No. This was at Celebration Chicago, though.
Got it.
It's a Scarif Trooper mixed with Lilo?
Yeah, pretty much. But honorable mention, K2SO, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Diego Luna,
obviously Andor, right?
Yeah, Andor. Jyn was a good character. So Baze is the anti-Chirrut. They're best friends. So
I would say, what's his name? Shit. The guy with the fucking breather thing. But he was in the anime, Saw Gerrera.
Oh, yeah.
technically first live action, but yeah, we did get him in Clone Wars before that.
And special shout out, like a couple years ago, I don't know if you guys know who Steve Stanton is, but he's a known Star Wars voice actor. Voiced Tarkin in Clone Wars and Rebels. Also did a couple other characters throughout, but he also voiced Admiral Raddus, the Mon Calamari that led the attack on Scarif. And got me a Hammerhead Corvette, you know. So he was doing a Twitter like he does a lot of stuff with like Twitter stuff on fans and retweets, and one of the things was he's going to randomly select whoever retweeted something, and they're going to get like autograph. But basically I won, so I won an autograph Raddus figure, 8x10 of I think Raddus and Tarkin, and then I was able to talk to him on the phone for like 5 or 10 minutes. So that was very cool. And of course, my podcast brain, I was like, I should have recorded this, but I didn't want to do anything like without. But
did he do Tarkin for the movie too?
No, the guy that actually did Tarkin, like did the model for him, the motion capture, did the voice as well.
Okay.
So
that's great. They already had a guy who was going to be the motion capture and the voice, but they still needed to go that extra mile. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
And shout out, we did get the Ghost in live action for the first time. In the, if you blink, you know, if you're kind of looking around in the space battle, you can see it. So, Ghost from Rebels. So very cool. Love the movie. Great movie.
Yeah, I'm really excited. If you've been watching Andor, I believe April 23rd is when we're getting that. They dropped a date, and the thing that excites me most about this is the first season was, you know, all over the course of the same timeline. But the next season, I believe, is going to be 12 episodes in 3-4 episode arcs that will each cover a year of time, basically leading right up into the events of Rogue One. So I'm excited to see that, especially with how we saw, Bad Batch and Clone Wars lead right up to the events of Revenge of the Sith. It's always fun when we put the pieces together in Star Wars.
No, absolutely. So happy 8 years to Rogue One.
Happy 8 years to Rogue One. And before we get to the other thing that is celebrating an anniversary today, I think it'd be remiss not to talk about a happy and sad anniversary that just passed us, both Walt Disney's birthday and the anniversary of his passing. I believe December 5th was his birthday, and December 15th was the day that he passed, which was just yesterday. So yeah, obviously, they say it all started with a mouse, but really it all started with a guy from Marceline, Missouri, outside of Kansas City. Started getting liking to drawing cartoons and doing some fun voices, and gets a wild hair up his nose about creating a theme park. And I think from there, the rest is really history.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely big appreciation for Walt. And I was even telling my mom, I was like, it's bittersweet because it's like, yay, thank you, Walt, for on his birthday. You know, people are thanking him and stuff. And it's like, just a short few days later, it's like, oh, now we got to mourn him. Here we feed the birds all day.
Right.
Rightfully so, though. So, and we're lucky to kind of get a lot really deep into his story at the Family Museum. So I can't implore this enough. If you're ever in the San Francisco, Northern California Bay Area, you got some time, definitely check out the Walt Disney Family Museum in the beautiful Presidio. Right now they're doing the Directing Walt special movie, which looks amazing. So
yeah, they have a whole exhibit. Pete Docter is one of the guys that put it together, but it's basically a tribute to all the directors of the different animated classics over the years. Position which I think we figured Walt or people we were more familiar with did a part in. And in fact, there's a lot of these kind of unheralded directors as part of Disney history. So I'm excited to go see it and learn more about these people and just strengthen the background of my Disney history knowledge. And now that I got a dope new hotel to stay at in the Presidio, I'll be more inclined to make that trip. Probably in the spring, sometime before the exhibit's gone, for sure.
Nice. We got to plan something. We got to get Ryan down here, and
It's drivable.
You know, it is
like a day.
I mean, everything's drivable.
That's true. Good point. So,
But like not too crazy.
Not Hawaii. But
No,
Yeah, exactly.
not Disneyland. It's like half the drive to Disneyland.
no. I mean, I guess maybe a little bit more. You're right. But I just made that drive, and that's drivable, but I don't want to do it.
Well, because from me to Disneyland's 24 hours.
Yeah, but for you, I guess so. You're saying it's from 12 hours here, because it ain't 12 hours from us to Disneyland. That's for sure.
Oh, 1 sec.
Anyway,
were you also battling tumbleweeds on I-5 when you're driving back?
we didn't notice any tumbleweeds. We took 99 back. I think we took 5 down, and we were battling the fog that we get so much here, especially in the early morning, at least through Stockton. And then it was just watching the sunrise, and we made it down by like noon. So it was good. I like to, if I'm going to make the drive, I want to maximize my time and get down with a little day to enjoy. And yeah, we enjoyed some breweries and such, but yeah. So obviously we celebrate Walt Disney. We remember him for bringing us all this great stuff. And as I had mentioned, the parks, today is also the 72nd anniversary of WED Enterprises, now known as Walt Disney Imagineering. So big ups to that. Yeah, we love the theme parks. As we mentioned, we're going to be talking about visits to parks or studios and things. We always love to come on here and give trip reports. I don't know if you guys have like a favorite Imagineer or just like maybe a specific thing from the parks that still amazes you to this day.
Well, no, just kidding.
That's not a wrong answer either. So I'm going to be biased, and I want to say, just because we've recently met him, Tony Baxter is probably my favorite all-time Imagineer. I love so many of the great men and women over the years, but Tony Baxter, I mean, he literally, from Big Thunder Mountain to, I can't even think right. Indiana Jones, Splash Mountain, Star Tours,
Journey to Imagination. I think we said when we met him, his hit list could be a Disney Parks draft team all in of itself.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you on Tony Baxter. He Splash is my childhood, like one of my favorite rides. Besides Pirates and Haunted Mansion and Star Tours, which is like a part of the reason why I like Star Wars, because I wasn't around when the originals came out, and the first time I went to Disney was before the prequels, so that was kind of like my first introduction to Star Wars.
Solid.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as like specific Imagineers, I like Exitencio, and I love the acknowledgement of his writing of the lyrics for Grim Grinning Ghosts. And I forget who it was, but the person referring to him in the Imagineering story talks about how the line, "Your cadaverous pallor portrays an aura of foreboding," and how it's basically another way of saying like you look scared,
Yeah.
Like how did you come up with that line? It's so crazy. So yeah, I mean, shout out to all the Imagineers, OG Imagineers. The other thing I was going to say is I just love the transportation at Disney World. If I was going to think of a specific thing to thank Imagineering for or attribute to them, is how I think, at least in that specific way, they really kind of nailed Walt's idea of a community of tomorrow, as while it isn't a living, working, breathing city of itself. And, we can talk about the arguments that it is for all the things that they house themselves on property there in Florida. Having all those different modes of transportation to get you around really makes you feel like you're in a self-contained Disney World, if you will.
Yeah.
So from the Skyliner to the ferry boats to the monorail to the buses. And, I mentioned we had an awesome moment with a bus when we came out of a park late, and he just drove up and he said, "Where are you going?" It was like having a Disney themed Uber that you didn't have to pay $50 for. Shout out minivan, but yeah.
And that is true Disney magic when your dogs are just barking.
Oh,
and you just like,
yeah,
it's almost like he knew we were going to the Contemporary and had already paid $900 a night.
Yep.
We deserved our own car at that point.
So there's a few things that I stare at every time, and I'm just baffled in amazement. Cars Land, because when that finally opened, I had the feeling that I'm like, after this, Imagineers can do anything. So anytime I'm in Cars Land, Pandora, walking up to that for the first, I haven't even seen it at night yet, but just walking up to it is amazing. And just, I love Galaxy's Edge, but it's a different kind of feeling because that's more Star Wars. Imagineers, teamed up with Lucasfilm, but still that's more Star Wars. But with Pandora, I mean, that's just Joe Rody, and his crew and stuff. So that, and then even like Epcot is just, yeah, I love how they've gone to make something even nowadays look still a little bit older, even though we're getting up there in the future.
It's like the opposite of Tomorrowland. When they opened Tomorrowland, they wanted it to look like now, and now we want to look like back then.
I think Cars Land is definitely the best example of getting it right from the source material in recent memory. And Pandora, Galaxy's Edge have all been great, but I look forward to them hitting something out of the park the way they have with Cars Land again. And I don't know, at least with what we have on the horizon, as sad as we are to see Muppets Courtyard go, I think they have the opportunity to do that with Monstropolis, just given the amount of space and source material they have to work with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, always looking forward to, as I say, when it comes to changing over new rides, always trust in Imagineering. They're at the forefront of technology with the patents, inventors of the year, all kinds of crazy things happening over there. I trust in them to, not let us down with what they're going to do going forward, which I guess will bring us to what we're going to be talking, or one of the things we'll be talking about was, now that we've all been on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, one of the newest things to come out of Imagineering.
Yeah. Do we want to do a brief review of Moana 2 first, or?
Yeah, we can do that.
Or, as I figure the meat of the show would be the trip report. So we've all seen Moana 2. I think Ryan actually caught it before the two of us did. Basically it's a sequel to 2016's hit film Moana. She's now a full-time voyager looking to find more people out in the islands, and adventure ensues. So, initial thoughts on Moana 2. I will start with you, Ryan, since you started off first.
Yeah, Aaron and I both liked it. I think we saw it like Tuesday night. We thought it was enjoyable. It's not the first movie. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's like on the same level, but it's still like a fun movie. I wouldn't have hated it if that was like a straight to Disney Plus movie. Like it still, I know, takes a lot of effort to make a movie look that beautiful and stuff, but I just felt it was like lacking a little something and had a lot to live up to. But Frozen 2, I think, almost like was very good. Like was much better than Moana 2, but Moana 2 is still good. But I just think it could have been on Disney Plus. The songs didn't hit as well as the first movie, but the songs were still good. It's just that's how good Moana 1 was, in my opinion. But yeah, still enjoy it. I guess we get Moana live action next year. or maybe that's 2026. And then I wonder if they're just going to do Moana 2 live action right after that. But I hope the story's a little different for the live action movie, but I don't think it will be. That's it. You're muted, Joey.
Got it. Sorry.
There we go.
I'm flipping screens and everything. So, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I think it's funny that Ryan mentions it could have been something to Disney Plus. As we know, that was the initial intention, that they were making a Disney Plus series about Moana that followed the events of Moana 1, and somewhere along the line got a wild hair up their nose, decided to swerve and turn it into a movie, and then I think it was this year. Wasn't it earlier this year that they told us that Moana was coming out this year?
Yeah, it was like late spring.
Yeah. So we're like, at this point, we had no idea there was a sequel to Moana coming out other than the mention of a Disney Plus series at some point. Mind you, we still have a Wakanda Disney Plus series and a Tiana Disney Plus series that have been mentioned, presumably are still happening, but hadn't got that far down the line. So when I saw the movie, I did not necessarily have that as much in mind, but when I saw it the second time, I did. And it was cool because you could conceivably see points that would have been episode breaks. If it was a Disney Plus series, there was at least 2 moments where like a song ended or a scene kind of ended in a semi cliffhanger, very episodic television show sort of way. And then it just cuts to another scene. And you're like, that could have been an episode right there. I could see credits rolling after this. But overall, the movie was fun. I think the first 2, the main songs, Beyond and Back Where We're Supposed to Be, the one that you heard at D23, those 2 songs hit for me more so than anything else. But I think the comedy was there. I have a problem, I think, with these sequels that we're getting so many of is they go back to the well of the same joke, and it just doesn't hit the same as it did the first time. But I think the thing that I thought was funnier in this was how aware it was of this being like a sequel that was happening because of the popularity of the first one. The joke about the little, I forget what they called them, but the little Moana girls who were acting like Moana. And their pig
Moana bees.
Yeah, the Moana bees. There we go. I thought that was a funny gag, and Bua was their version of Pua. That was fun. And the joke about hey, or come on, Pua, you wanted to come this time. You said you wanted to come this time. And even the chicken made it, Like all those gags in reference to the last one, I thought were a lot of fun.
And then that one joke where he's talking about like she's not a princess, but everyone thinks she is, and then he does a look at the camera, like breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah,
she's
of
like,
course,
all right,
our
follow me,
post credits
princess.
with Tamatoa showing up too.
Yeah,
that was when I started to feel it was MCU like. And at one point after I saw it the first time, I wanted to do the whole no context spoilers. You guys would get it, but the moment where Moana goes to the world between worlds.
Oh, yeah. So, and 2 of the 3 Moana bees were Dwayne Johnson's 2 young daughters, which on Instagram, there's a cute little behind the scenes on that whole recording session. Me and Courtney were rolling in that, like, follow me, princess. I'm not a princess. Well, there are some that will disagree. No, I thought it was a fun movie. I love the characters. I'm a big fan of Dwayne Johnson. Ali Cravalho is so likable as an actress, and so more Moana, more Maui always is not a bad thing. You can tell, like Alex was saying, where maybe episodes were cut and stopped. Plus, with the addition of the new cast, the friends, the crew, that's something totally from like the Aladdin cartoon, the Hercules cartoon. They had new friends that would follow them on the adventures, so that was definitely something from that. But I'm glad they made it a movie, and I'm glad they're alluding to a trilogy at least. I like that there was also some redemption for the Kakamoras because they were fun characters in the first movie, so having the one be part of the team was pretty cool.
Yeah, you didn't want them to be bad guys. You liked them. They're cute and fun, and yeah.
just because he's bad guy does not make him bad guy.
That's right.
Take it from another movie. But yeah, same thing with the same songs. Beyond, We're Back. Those are definitely the hits, the hit bop for me. I'm all about the can I get a chee-hoo? But that song for me was a little forced. So, but it's still fun. It's still a fun song. It's a fun soundtrack. So,
Yeah, the other, I don't know if you want to call her the villain character. Her song was fun too. The Bat Lady.
Yeah. Bat Lady.
Yeah, but she wasn't like bad for long enough. She like turned good really quick, I thought.
She's a very Black Widow sort of character arc, you know?
Yeah, I didn't really like it felt like a Marvel villain.
Well, and then, you know, that's what I'm calling it, the MCU, the Moana Cinematic Universe we got going on here with the post-credits stinger, the guy very much Thanos-like, well, I'm going to have to do it myself, you know. I'm like, I definitely would have been a great lead into second season of the show or something. But, yeah, I mean, obviously Disney is committed to beating into the ground whatever IP is selling. So
yeah, and
yeah, we'll see.
Are we going to go deep spoiler? I mean, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I know we didn't really go spoiler warning, but I think it's fair. It's been out for a month.
So, do you guys think? Oh, sorry. Do you think now, because of her level up, is that pretty much saying she's now a demigod, or?
She's a mutant for sure.
Moving in to be a demigod.
I thought you had to die to be a demigod.
I mean, she went to the world between worlds. She died twice, I think.
And she earned it. She got the laser tattoo, and now her paddle lights up when she calls upon it to light up like Maui's hook. She doesn't have transformation, but she maybe has something else, like a different like tiki god. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of alludes to the fact that she is greater than a normal human at this point. If anything, if she's got more than that, they're definitely saving it for the future. But yeah, no, I said she went to the world between worlds when she got hit by that lightning, and then again hit by the lightning underwater. Like she's like a cat. She's died maybe three. She drowned and got hit by lightning. She had, you know, all the Force ghosts come around her and bring her back.
Force ghosts, sea animals, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm for Mutant Moana.
Okay. And damn, the visuals though in this movie they just top notch. I mean, they just keep raising the bar. It's crazy that they could keep, you know, making a movie just a few years later that much more just.
It's almost as if they go into the studio saying, how can we make that last thing we did look primitive? You know?
Exactly.
It's great. Just go and watch Toy Story again, which at the end of the day doesn't really look primitive by any stretch. Like it's still computer graphics, but compared to what they can do now,
yeah,
30 years ago, it's crazy.
Yeah, love like you said that, and Ryan said it perfectly. Even when he saw it before we did, he's like, story was a little meh, but still a fun movie. And it absolutely was. I saw it twice. Mainly thank you to Cinemark and their Moana Lorcana card promo. Yeah. So I know we were all looking forward to that. Well, me and Alex were at least. So.
And I got one from Ryan's sister.
Oh, nice. And Courtney gave me hers, but I told her, well, if you get into the game when we play Gateway, then you can have it back. So.
What do you guys think? Do you think Moana shows up with tattoos in the parks now?
Well, she already has a new meet and greet in DCA. I didn't go, so I couldn't tell you if she has tattoos, but she is wearing her new garb from the movie.
I wonder if that's a spoiler. If she shows up with tattoos now.
I mean, I
I
highly doubt any kids are paying that much attention.
And it was very subtle. I mean, it wasn't like Maui's full, like.
I wonder if she'll be like covered in tattoos by the end of the third one.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she did. I don't.
How many more times do we need this girl to die, right?
What are you trying to say?
Kill her.
No wanna.
If we ever get like a Super Smash Bros. Disney version, I like the her with powers and her paddle and stuff. That could be pretty cool.
How long until we get?
Have they never done that, like a Disney version of Super Smash Bros?
The closest they were getting was the parts of Disney Infinity, and that they were working on a Moana playset because that movie came out the year that they decided to discontinue the game. So there's actually like tests of like a Maui, and she would have had the paddle, so she probably would have whacked.
They probably don't want their characters fighting. But, yeah.
It'd be fun though. Maybe like a Fortnite.
What was I gonna say?
Maybe they can make it Disney Plus Infinity, and we get the Simpsons in there.
That'd be badass.
I want Marge with her vacuum cleaner from the old Simpsons arcade game.
Bart with a skateboard.
Yeah.
Joey's got the coughs tonight. I forgot what I was gonna say. So I know, sorry.
I've had the coughs for the last week and a half since I got back from Mexico. So, but haven't been that sick. But
qualifying.
So I guess we didn't do a good pre-planning on this. But what would you rate this? And I'll just say out of 5. No, we'll do 10.
A 7.
What would you rate Moana 2?
7.
Solid.
Give it like a 6.5. Didn't move me. I think when you give it the context of like Frozen 2, I definitely enjoyed that more. But I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. So
yeah, I think it's anytime I'm thinking of myself a half, I just round up. So I will also go with a 7. Not great, but very good, very entertaining. I love these characters, so anytime we get more of the characters, and dude, Moana's sister is freaking cute. Okay, probably one of the cutest little Disney characters since like Baby Simba or Baby Hercules. I don't know.
I feel like all they've been doing is trying to do baby characters. We got Baby Yoda, Baby Dory, Baby Animal, Baby Moana,
Baby Sal.
Shout out to Neil. You know,
Neil.
This is a Baby Max Rebo if you're down. You know.
I remember what I
remember Neil's little brother too.
That's up for.
I don't know his name, but
do you think we will eventually get the Moana Frozen Tangled crossover movie?
No.
Yeah, I don't know about Moana. I know there's the Tangled Frozen. You know, the Eugene and Rapunzel show up to the coronation.
Apparently Moana's like has a connection somehow. Like I saw it on a TikTok and I forgot to send it, but because I was just thinking like they did Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, That's So Raven crossover. This could be the same.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it happens
unless Elsa somehow freezes over Hawaii.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what that tie-in is. I'm assuming it has something to do with them taking the seas and going over. I had seen one where they tried to tie it into Little Mermaid, you know, because it takes place in that same area that maybe the shipwrecks. But I don't know. That's like going Pixar theory. And
I guess Tarzan's connected to Frozen too, because that's his parents or Anna and Elsa's parents.
Yeah, I heard about that. Then
that one that makes me happy.
I mean, that's like headcanon. It's I'm not against it, but I don't think it's official.
That's a whole other podcast. But
that would be a fun podcast if we put together our own headcanons for other stuff.
That would be pretty interesting.
DU fan fiction.
The Country Bears and Star Wars.
Jeez. No.
Oh.
But yeah, let us know what you guys thought of Moana 2. And did you get your Larkana card? Because of course that's super important.
Yeah, I just got a handful of them yesterday. I went to go see Y2K, and he's like, "Take as many as you want." And I was like, "All right."
Oh,
it was the last day of the promotion, so.
Well, maybe we might do a giveaway. Who knows?
Yeah, have some cards to go with them packs and other things. We need to all get in a room, man. I've been hot playing Lorcana. Shout out to Game Castle Sack and the casual league I've been going to. It's only been 2 weeks, but it's just been good. I really, you know, you've heard us on here with Rebecca talking about how much we enjoy collecting and this fun game, but I haven't been making time to get out and play it. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun getting the time to get out and play and seeing the different mechanics of the cards. And Joe mentioned the gateway. So if any of y'all haven't had the chance to check out Lorcana, I'd check out that gateway. It's definitely a good way to learn the mechanics of the game and get into it. And then if you are ready for a hobby that's going to take a lot of money out of your pocket, start blasting packs, man, and looking for all these awesome cards. So much cool art, so many characters already represented, so many characters to come. Looking forward to the future of Lorcana. And we got the first ever North American Championship just coming up next month down at Disneyland. So if y'all aren't already following everything Lorcana, check it out, because there will be a lot of fun information coming out in the next couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so moving on. Speaking of down in Anaheim, you guys were just recently down in Anaheim. So I figure since we're there together, or you were there together, I kind of put it separate, some of the questions, because I know you guys did stuff together and also did stuff separately. But before we get to the holiday season stuff, I want to know what you guys thought of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So I know, Ryan, you tried the pre Magic Key previews and kind of got the short end of the stick, but
I did.
So initial thoughts, or what did you think when you finally got on?
I thought the ride overall was great. I thought they did a great job. There's a couple spots that were like dead space that I thought they could have just thrown an animatronic or something and just to keep it flowing a little bit. But I'm sorry. And if I didn't know the story going in, I think it would have been really confusing when you, spoiler alert, when you get shrunk down to frog size. Because that when she is like yelling at you when you're about to go down the drop, it's just, there's a lot going on and there's lights and it's kind of hectic and it's really rushed. So if I didn't know the story, I'd be like, okay, why are we the size of frogs now? But
or why the frog's huge?
yeah. So yeah, that's but I thought it was great. The music was good. I missed kind of a little bit not having that like bad guy. I know they were in the ride, so I think it's a missed opportunity to not have Dr. Lucilier. I can't say his name in there. Facilier. But I guess it's possible they could do like an overlay at Halloween time and bring him in. We don't know what they have set up for that. So, but yeah, I thought they did a good job. And I don't know if it was like perfect timing, but when you're outside the ride up top and like you can smell the baking from the Harbor Galley, and it kind of smells like beignets like in your brain because you're looking at beignets. And so I don't know if that was just a gust of wind that was perfect timing, but yeah, I thought it was great.
Cool. Alex, what did you think about Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
I enjoyed it. It's a fun ride. They definitely put a lot of effort into everything in the area, from the two newly themed gift shops around there to the exterior queue. On my second time through, I tried to take a little bit more time taking photos of the things in the queue. There is a legit beignet recipe on the table there when you're walking in, as well as James's gumbo recipe is up on the wall when you go through the lightning lane queue. So there is different things that you can see on one side and not the other, which was really cool in the queue. So it was very cute. Like Ryan said, the story and the context of it is still a little disjointed for me. Even knowing it going in, I still don't understand why it is a salt mine. Like, why all of a sudden did Tiana just decide to become a salt miner? Was her business successful and they bought a salt mine? There is no tie-in of salt mine to the ride other than potentially the existing form of Splash Mountain was similar to a salt mine, and geographically that was the only thing that would have made sense for a hill in the bayou. Super stretchy on that, but whatever.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, that was my big thing about what I'm like. How can you do Splash Mountain in the bayou? There's no mountains in the.
Well, and even then, I wouldn't have cared about that. You don't need to like give the hill a name like we had with Chickapin Hill, but like giving it this whole salt mine And so like we're going into a salt mine, but you're seeing all this like awards and things that she won. It's almost as if it's her house. And what happened to the restaurants? I guess I guess I'll leave space that some of this might be drawn in between in the future Disney Plus show that we're going to get. That all being said, it was cute. All the animals are cool. I love, having the new characters, all the different musicians having names. The shrinking also, like, I only got it because I had the context knowing about it. But I don't understand why. Like, they had already gone through 2 scenes where they found musicians. Because for those that don't know, Tiana is looking for musicians for the celebration.
In the song,
Tiana and Lewis. And so they're going, you see Lewis like looking down in a rabbit hole, which I'm guessing is a callback to Brer Rabbit in the previous, if there's any sort of Easter egg there. But yeah, so they find all these people jamming, and then all of a sudden you see Mama Odie, and she starts saying something about shrinking you down, and then you become shrunk, and you see frogs and other things that are big, and you see Tiana and Lewis looking at you, and they're like giant size, almost like it's Honey, I Shrunk the Audience all over again.
Yeah.
But it was a cool ride, but I guess just kind of a stretch. It brings me back to when they announced it and makes me wonder if they really were as far along in development as they claimed to have been, which I'm saying the answer is no, they were not.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The animatronics are great. The screens they use aren't so intrusive as to take you out of the fact that there are animatronics and this isn't a fully screen-based ride. And the new music is fun and cool. I'm blanking on the name of the song, but it's a joyful celebration. Special Spice is the name of the song. That's going right up there with Nothing Can Stop Us Now for me.
Yeah.
I only wish that the first time I heard it, I wasn't drenched. If we're going to be opening rides like this, y'all have heard me, ponchos are for suckers. I am all for getting wet on the water rides. That being said, in 2024, I assume we have some way to meter the amount of waters that is getting on people, or at least mitigating it by accurately placing sized people where they should go in the ride. And I say this because I rode it the first time with Addie in the second seat. She was in the first seat, so God bless her for getting a poncho because she got it much worse than I did. But I was drenched. Every inch of me, not to mention my feet were soaked because there was about 6 inches of standing water in the log when we were going. Thankfully, we changed to flip-flops now because I have been previously from Splash Mountain, had shoes ruined from how wet they got. So we don't do that anymore. But it was also disgusting thinking about my naked feet sitting in this nasty, reused swamp water, basically. And then the second time I rode it, when I went back around, Addie declined because of how wet she got. I got put in the back seat, and I barely got wet at all. And I know that's Ryan. You said you guys rode in the back. Very pleasurable situation there. Got to sit and enjoy the animatronics and look at everything. The second ride, it did break down just as we were coming back in to deboard, which is good for me because I got to ride the whole ride and I got a multiple experience pass. So shout out to that. And my condolences to those people who were sitting right at the top of the lift hill waiting to be evac'd because that was what happened next.
Yeah, and if you're in the 6th seat, you can put your legs up too, and there's like little platforms for your feet.
Yeah, you get definitely some extra elbow room over there.
Yeah, you don't even have to put your feet on the ground. It's perfect.
You do get slightly cropped in the photo image, but
I'd rather be cropped than stay dry.
Yeah, I was in the middle seat, but every time the big dips, I would stick my feet up. So
it overall is a fun ride. I enjoy it. I think I'm going to enjoy it more when summer comes around and I actually have an additional motive other than just enjoying the characters and the movie and Disney Imagineering. I actually want to get wet. So.
Nice. And I loved your stories with, calling out your wife for being a having a poncho wife.
Ponchos are for suckers.
I get a poncho usually.
But it was cool seeing everybody. That one corner where we were, I think it was actually just after that point. Everyone who was getting off the ride was just offering their ponchos to the next person.
That's cool.
So it was a $12 poncho, which is in our garage. We will have it. Lorna, she'll probably fold it up and bring it for January. We'll be there, and then back again in April. So
nice.
The poncho will get multiple uses.
Awesome. So again, before we get to the Christmas part of it, one thing you guys got to see that wasn't ready when I was there last was the queue now is open at the Haunted Mansion. So, I mean, I know it's just a queue and stuff, but we're Disney nerds. How was it?
I did lightning lanes.
Okay.
So, next.
No, it's funny. I was very excited, and that was actually, if you were watching our stories, the first thing we did on Monday. Unfortunately, it was so early, there was no line. So we had just got coffees at Starbucks. We were breezing through the line as I was recording, and Addie was telling a fun anecdote about the time she was a child and accidentally grabbed the wrong adult's hand that was not her father. And it was Addie Tales #. But so we got to the front and we still had coffee, and so we ended up not riding the ride then. And I think it ended up being the last ride we rode that night, which at that point there was also no line. So ultimately, I did not get to spend too much time examining the queue. From what I saw, it was cool. I was like, I'm looking for like a 25 to 30 minute wait. I don't want to get in a 45-minute wait, but I do want to sit and spend some time in that queue. So on our visit in January, we'll be in the park for 6 days. So looking forward to getting to spend some time, taking it slow and examining that stuff. I think we were there the day they put the sign out for Leota's, I'm blanking on the name, but Curiosities from Beyond, or whatever the name of the new souvenir shop that a lot of people are kind of disappointed with the facade and the look of so far.
It's not done yet.
I mean, it looks pretty done.
They're putting stuff on the outside, I think, or ornaments and stuff. Kind
of darken it up. I don't know. It doesn't match the original. It doesn't match the mansion. It doesn't look like. I think the problem is it looks like something that was built years after the original, which is exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But in the story of the ride, it should look like something that belongs right next to it, right?
I guess we'll see when they're done putting all the stuff on the outside and see how it looks.
Yeah, no, I'm not ready to bash or bury it. At the end of the day, I'm just as excited for more Haunted Mansion merch as the next guy.
Yeah, and I think the people complaining because they say it's just an eyesore, it's big, it's in the way. But if it wasn't where it's at, you'd have a giant salt mine next to a mansion.
It does block that out a little bit too, as far as that perspective. But I don't know. I'm just like I love the history and I love the story and attention to detail, but I'm not going to be that off put by something that doesn't look, the same age or exactly, in story in the same breath as I'm sitting here like on my phone making reservations to go on rides, I feel like some people are sitting here with this sort of, what's the word? The rose-colored glasses.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that it has to be the way Walt would want it to do, or it has to be done with that sort of attention to detail that we know and love from Imagineering to fit with the story. And I'm not saying they're wrong, because I appreciate that too, but also they want to put a gift shop in, and it's going to look good, but maybe the gift shop isn't going to get the same attention to detail as a new ride or a ride that was built in the 60s that we love so much and already have a spot in our heart for. Nothing will ever be good enough is what I'm trying to say.
Nice. Solid. So any idea, do they have any markings on when it's going to open, or?
I don't think so, but for the same, I don't think we really knew that the queue was going to be open by last week either.
Yeah, true.
I would bet, based on what I saw, that it's open. It's definitely going to be open before we're there in the end of January. I wouldn't be surprised if it was open in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Here's hoping.
I just don't think they would have took all the walls down if they weren't done on the outside, you know? It looks like they're pretty done on the outside.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I can't wait for that to open. It'll be nice. Now we could get to Christmas. So I know there's the usual suspects, everything. Did you guys do anything not food related, because we'll get to the food in a little bit, but anything new? Any of the new Christmas offerings, whether it was, a show or merch or anything, or
we kind of
Alex's shirt he's wearing right now.
Yeah, I did get a cool shirt. Yeah. Making spirits bright. Unfortunately, missed opportunity. This shit doesn't glow.
Did you try it out? Confirmed?
Yes, confirmed. It has had time in the light and then in the dark, and it did not glow. Sorry, y'all. I'm not standing up. This is it.
Oh, that's good.
But if you saw my story, I said, I'm telling my kids this was Haunted Mansion Holiday. And it should be, goddammit. One day. We were excited for all the new holiday offerings. One of the things we just kind of walked by when we were going to get that cold brew, at least the first time before it was closed, and then went and got it later. They have like a whole thing in the Fantasyland Theater where you meet Santa, and they've got, they might have cookie decorating. It's definitely like things for kids to color. Just kind of a big area to bring your kids and keep them entertained for a bit.
Kind of like the old Big Thunder Jamboree. They had little like
kind of like what they used to do there.
Yeah,
and they had the Santa meet and greet. They also had some characters out, just kind of like dance party style. I saw Chip and Dale were out there dancing with the kids, so that was cool. But we caught the Coco holiday performance. Don't know the full title of it, but that was going on right around the Buena Vista Street circle at the front of DCA. And it kind of seemed similar to the Coco show we had seen in the past with the marionette version of Miguel. This one more revolving around the mariachi band and playing traditional Christmas classics, and then they integrated Miguel comes in at one point, and they start playing some Coco songs. And then the thing that we were super excited for, and that was the reason we stayed as late as we did on Tuesday, was the Encanto holiday show that basically takes the place of Viva Navidad Monday through Friday. So if you go during the week, sorry, you can't see Viva Navidad, but if you go on the weekend, you cannot see the Encanto show, which I think is kind of crazy that it's been a pretty popular offering. It was a good show. It's Mirabelle with her friends from the town, and they're basically kind of retelling the story of the family, and goes through all the hit songs from Encanto. And at points, like one of the friends starts talking about how they admire Luisa and her strength, and you get Luisa comes out, and although she doesn't sing, probably because they didn't want her trying to do the voice, another one of the friends sings, and so you get all that. I don't know that they ever actually sing a Christmas song, but they do talk about the spirit and the season of the holidays. I did not try and record any of it. We were just, I think we had scarfed our lunch and we're just kind of ready to do that before we headed out of the park. But it was a cute show, great songs, great performers, brought a good little crowd around. I'd say just as much as the Deadpool, which I totally forgot about that. I didn't know, forgot about the Deadpool holiday show, so missed out on that one.
Yeah, we saw it.
As far as entertainment offerings for the holidays, we saw that. There were no fireworks, as it was the crazy Santa Ana Winds night on Monday, but we did manage to get into Trader Sam's with a less than 10-minute wait because of it. So cheers to the Santa Ana Winds for that.
Nice. And I know, so I'm guessing when you guys met up, there was some Disney food involved. So
There was.
what happened, Ryan? Or what would you guys get into?
Are we gonna play the recording? Because that kind of just goes. No, okay.
I don't have it, so
Okay. I had cold brew for the first time, and it was disgusting. It wasn't terrible. It was just very, very, very strong compared to what I am used to.
There was a good amount of coffee in there. You would have liked the one that they did at Rancho del Zocalo. It was a horchata cold brew, and my beef with it was they put like 50-50 horchata and cold brew.
That sounds perfect.
That was the problem with this one. There wasn't enough of the cereal milk, so it was coffee heavy and then a little sweetness. I could barely taste the cookie butter. We went for the milk and cookies one at Aunt Cass's Cafe, which was with a cookie butter cold brew and a cereal milk infused milk. But it wasn't too sweet. Sweet enough for me to drink 2 of them, though.
And I'm just letting people know because apparently I didn't pay attention, but Alex sent me the audio clip in our messengers. So if you are in our DU crew, you will get pretty much this talk, but recorded live
with Earl and Addie.
With Earl and Addie.
Oh.
Double A.
Yeah, it was fun. We just sit and talked a little bit about the coffees, what we had done in the day, what Ryan and Ariel were looking forward to, and yeah, look forward to you guys listening to it. I was definitely couple beers into my day already, so nice. Fresh Hops podcast on the scene.
I was about 5 gingerbread cookies deep. The same.
So you didn't do any of the holiday offerings. So what was some of the food stuff you did, Ryan? Or that did you do some of the ones that you were like really targeting, or just whatever area you guys happen to be in?
Yeah, jumping away from Christmas food, but still food. I did the Country Bear barbecue jamboree. I thought it wasn't as good as it looks. The fries are delicious. The barbecue pork portion, or the pulled pork portion I got, was smaller than my palm, and I have extremely small baby hands, so don't expect to get full. Yeah. So yeah, that's because I know we were excited for that, but yeah, unfortunately it wasn't the best. Back to Christmas food. I just hit most of like the normal stuff, like the gingerbread cookies. I had a bunch of those. I had the cookies and cream cheesecake from Jolly Holiday. That was pretty good. But just kind of like normal cheesecake. Wasn't like Cheesecake Factory quality, but and then yeah, we did the gingerbread waffles. That was delicious from Schmoozies, but it needed syrup. They didn't give you syrup, but it needed syrup. And yeah, skipped out on the
whipped cream for it, right?
Pardon?
Didn't it have like a whipped cream or
just like sugar, like dusted with sugar.
Oh no, bummer.
And yeah, skipped out on the candy cane this year. We still have like 3 that we've never opened from past years, so save the $30 or however much it is. And yeah, we just had like a really chill trip. Just kind of like we left went early, but also left early, and just like hung out at the hotel. And yeah, it was just a chill trip. We didn't really do anything crazy.
Cool. Oh, chill trips are always nice.
Yeah.
And anything else Alex, dad, or?
Yeah, no, we had a good time. We definitely, every time I go into it saying, we're a Magic Key, we were just here and we'll be back. We're going to take it easy, but we definitely, we hit it hard because we like it when we're there. We want to do what we can when we're there. I don't think we hit like the lightning lanes as hard as we have or can. We made sure to highlight the things that we had to do. Like we always want to ride, Guardians of the Galaxy. We definitely had to do Tiana's. That was our intention. Anything else we could get in around there was cool. So yeah, on the next trip, definitely gonna ride the red trolley. I think I want to, it's in my head. I'm sure I've said before, making a point to do something I've never done every time I go. So I'll definitely have that in mind the next time I'm there, and the next trip report. I have a couple ideas already for things I haven't done, including, I'm pretty sure, the red trolley, although I find it hard to believe Never in its existence have I been on them, but I'm excited to record a little bit from the trolley and got on the train for a little bit. That was fun. I always like the train, but
Yeah, because
it's Disney at the holidays, seeing the lights on It's a Small World. That's always a big one for me.
Oh, yeah. Just to remind people about the trolley, if you do not know, I'm going to share, friends, where in the park. Red Car Trolley will be closing on February 8th. So, like Alex said, you got to ride it before it's gone.
It was January.
We'll be there from the 28th to the
They
30th.
bumped it to Feb.
I'll be getting it right in. Maybe I'll bring some food item on there. Do a food review from the trolley.
Nice. Yeah, I always like being around Small World is always a big to do.
Yeah, we did Small World during the day, and then at night when the lights get on. Well, we try. I usually try to plan it so I get a fast pass for 4:30, and then I get in line at 4:30. Usually takes like 5 minutes, and then as soon as you're like coming out, it's 4:50, and the lights come on as you're like coming out. But it was closed at that time, and it reopened like 20 minutes later. It was very stressful.
Bummer. They need to get bring back Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, Addie was saying that too. She wished we had Jingle Cruise.
Which, they have a theme. They have park posters at Stage 9 here in Sacramento. And when Courtney was up here during Thanksgiving, I got a Jingle Cruise poster. So,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It's behind me, but I don't know if I can reach it. But right on.
Oh yeah, and I got this.
Oh yeah. So for our audio listeners, what is that, Alex?
This is a Star Wars Power Force, not DJ, but Captain Rex, RX-24. He talks. He doesn't move, but he is movable. He's got like bendable parts in there. And finger almost on the. Oh, did I turn it off? There we go. This is Captain Rex.
Okay, I've always wanted to do this. We're going in. Yay! I have a very bad feeling about this.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
It says limited release. I wasn't sure exactly how limited that could be, so I made sure to snag it. This is why we turned him off. He kept talking as we were running out of the store. I was very happy to know he had an off switch. But it looks really cool. Eyes light up, mouth lights up. It's somewhat assuaged the sorrow I had for not getting that, $300 Star Speeder replica from D23.
Yeah.
That thing is badass. But this is great. Paul Rubens' voice right in here. This is going to be a prized possession on the shelf. I'm looking forward to having that as part of the collection.
Are you keeping it in the box or taking it out?
Oh, it's coming out of the box for sure.
Yeah, I'll be getting one of those for sure too, because big fan of Captain Rex, Star Tours, and of course Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman.
I thought there was also a Darth Vader Power Force. I had not seen these before because it's bigger than an action figure generally, but it's not like a hot toy or anything,
Yeah, I think it was at D23 too, but I can't remember.
And yeah, $34.99. It's fucking steal, man. Oh, look at the picture on the side. It's like the vintage Captain Rex right there.
Oh, that's cool.
That's rad.
Did you see the new C-3PO helmet that they had out on? So it's like Episode 4 C-3PO, and it's just the head to display. But then you can take off the gold, and underneath is like Episode
the
1.
wires and everything.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was like I think it was like $300.
I see all those, but I know they wouldn't fit on my head. And not that I'd need it to put it on, but if I'm going to spend that much on one of those, I'd want to put it on.
I understand.
So I thought it was behind me, but it was next to me the whole time. But here's the Jingle Cruise.
Jingle Cruise. It's a good poster.
Yes.
I like the
Is that Stage 9.
There's too many. I want all the posters, so I like it when they're smaller.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I said about those at Stage 9.
Yeah, they have a whole wall of, from Disneyland, Walt Disney World.
Nice.
They probably even have some of the international parks in there, too.
I would think so, yeah. I think there's a Tokyo Stitch one. It's the Enchanted Tiki Room, but it's Stitch theme in Tokyo. So, all right. Well, that sounded like a great time, guys. We got to get back to when we're all at the parks together. So we'll get to that soon sometime.
Eventually.
Maybe eventually. If not, at Alani for our 10-year anniversary
Coming up, man.
celebration.
Wait. Now, next time you guys will get to hear me run through the parks at the Disney 5K coming up in January.
Alani's 2026, right?
Huh?
Alani 2026?
2026. That would be
End
the
of
10-year,
2026.
Summer 26.
Sometime
join the DU crew and you can join us. Not expenses paid.
Exactly.
I'm doing Japan in January 26th, so I'll figure it out.
It's on the way.
But
we're going to January.
It's on the way. You just stop at Alani on the way to Japan.
Exactly. But I did a quick little thing that was very fun this weekend. Myself, Courtney, and her sister Kelly did the D23 Jolly Holiday at the Lot. This is at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank. This is their Christmas party, and they've done it multiple years. So this is like one of their fun and like one of their favorite D23 events to go to. So basically what we did is one of the big things about this is you also get to shop at the employee stores, but they put it in a big tent. So we paid a little extra for early bird shopping, which is nice because you get, kind of get through there. So if you're watching on YouTube, I got this hat, $5, because they're getting rid of a lot of their old merchandise. So if you were a D20, well, first of all, everybody got a swag bag, which I don't have near me, which is bad, but it's okay. So everybody got if you're a gold member in the member gift, you got these vinyl characters. So you got like a Sorcerer Mickey, and then you got one of 4 secondary characters. So you got Genie, Merlin, Mama Odie, or Maleficent. Well, in this bag, they had a variant Sorcerer Mickey. So it was an all blue Sorcerer Mickey. I'll post pictures of it on after this episode comes out. So that was really cool. Pack of Lorcana Shivering Skies series. So Disney's really hitting hard with the Lorcana, which I love. And then they had every year they always have a certain ornament. So this year's ornament was the 15th anniversary of Princess and the Frog. So it looked like a gold medallion with Tiana. Then on the back it said D23 gold member 2024. So it's very cool. So everybody got one of those. So we're in line and to go to the store, and they had the secondary characters on sale. So I bought the Genie, and then Courtney bought Merlin, and eventually we're going to get Mama Odie, but did a little bit of Christmas shopping in there and stuff. And that was cool. Then we hit the event. Man, they had popcorn, chocolate, candy apples, hot cider, hot dogs. They had vendors. Roosevelt's was there. So I bought, they actually had the Muppet Christmas Carol Roosevelt shirts, which have been out of stock on their website, but they didn't have my size, or else the red one with all the characters when it came home with me. But they had some special exclusive for this event. They had a really, really nice floral Mickey, which I almost got. They had a really cool Jack Skellington, just different faces. But what I did get was the Star Wars Cocoa mugs. So they had, all the different Star Wars characters as hot chocolate mugs. Or Ryan would like it because it's chalky milk all over, and with marshmallows and candy canes sticking out. So again, I'll post a picture of that, but the shirt is awesome. I won. Actually, I should have done this with your guys' trip. Sometimes I forget we are on YouTube and we can do some videos. So they also had trivia around. Sorry, everybody. So I did, and it's basically like shout it out, kind of. Well, raise your hand and first hand up, raise. So, well, first of all, here's my Roosevelt shirt in the package still.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I want that.
So R2 and the Trooper have candy canes sticking out of their.
Wait, is this what you won?
Yeah, this was at the Roosevelt little.
He bought this. He won
Bought
something.
that. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but from trivia, I won this from Disney Fine Arts Boogie Boogie. It's called Snake Eyes.
Nice.
It's on canvas too. So
That's nice.
yeah. So the question was a Toy Story question, and it was so in Toy Story, Sid had a toolbox. What was the name? I'm like, guys, oh, you're quick. I was like, Tool Time, and he's like, it wasn't Tool Time. I was like, Binford Tools. He's like, there you go. So
what was it?
Binford Tools.
Oh.
So that's the tool company from Home Improvement that Tim Allen worked.
Oh, cool.
So the show was Tool Time, but it was sponsored by Binford Tools. But it was an Easter egg in the first, I think all the Toy Stories actually.
That's cool.
But I mean, they had photo ops with we got it was Santa Goofy, Sally, the archives. This is one of the only times that regular people could just walk through the studios. So we're in the archives, and they brought out old costumes. So they had the old reindeers from the parade, not the ones that look like now, but the ones that used to have like their tongues sticking out. They looked like they were drunk, but this one they sobered up. And then on Videopolis, they had a Mickey's Nutcracker back in the 80s. It was actually on the Disney Channel back in the day. So this was the Snowflake Queen costume.
Like the reindeer.
Yeah.
He looks like he likes chalky milk.
Yeah. A little too much chalky milk. Then this was Anna Kendrick's costume in Noel. Somewhere they had
That's cool.
Starbucks. So, but they outside of Starbucks they had a bar. So I had a little hot buttered rum helping with my cold. It was very nice.
Were any other refreshments included?
Oh, at Starbucks or just at the
like
thing?
the popcorn and
that was all free.
Cocoa, stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was just walk and grab.
Yeah.
Had cookies.
I assume the alcoholic beverages you had to buy.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was a great time, though. This is a Lorcana little booth. The Lorcana was really plugging the gateway game, so which makes it easier for them to show people how to play because it's set up like a board game.
Shout out Kevin from Lorcana Goons.
Nice.
Were you get flagged on YouTube for the music? Sorry.
No, because it's in the background and we're talking during it. So.
It's Joey. I know him.
Yeah. But they have the dwarfs up here. Dopey had a Santa hat on. This is Michael Vargo. He's the president of D23. So very cool guy.
Nice.
Yeah, very approachable, and he follows like people. So he's like, "Hey, weren't you guys like in Mexico like last week?" We're like, "Yeah." So, but yeah, this is the Michael Eisner building of the studios.
I wonder how hard it is to get that sleepy Christmas hat on.
That's Dopey.
Or Dopey, sorry.
So had Sally there. Yes, I'm in my Spirit jersey.
Jersey Joe.
But I'm going to make a comic out of this whole. We had a little issue where Courtney doesn't like bearded Joe, so she likes it nice and trim. And Santa thought I should have a longer beard, and they had a little argument. So, and that was all captured in photos.
Is that Richard in the background?
Back here?
On the left.
Oh, no, it looks like him. That's awesome. No, that's not him. But no, it was a great time though. It was an awesome event. I would have had more pictures, but we're just enjoying the time too. So, I tried to run into the guy that was with Troy during the Tony Baxter.
Oh, was he there?
Yeah, but he was busy talking to somebody. Then I only saw him one time, so I'm trying to rub some elbows.
The fine art guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
But it's just one of those cool things of being part of D23. They have all these cool events, some very cool events coming up next year that we'll probably talk about later. We're going to be at a few of them, or I'm going to be at a few of them, I know. So, but I'm sure we'll try to squeeze you guys down there too. So, yeah, so thanks, Michael and D23 for the awesome event. And that was my quick. I literally drove down Saturday morning, got there in time to get there in the afternoon, then came back home Sunday night. So yeah, still kind of tired, but it was a fun time. It was worth it.
Yeah, no, I'm still today was my day to rehab after our trip. I was explaining to people, I said, yeah, I had days off, but I was not off on my days off.
Yeah.
I was doing work.
Today was my first day to just sit and do nothing. It was nice.
Very cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up because we're just about to wrap up the show. But one thing we do want to mention is our next episode will be our second annual Disney Universe Hall of Fame, something that we're really excited for. So this year, So this year we're actually doing a People's Choice. I'm going to pull it up here, and because we each are going to select 2 inductees, but you guys get to nominate somebody. Then once we get all the nominations in, we're going to put up a poll on our Instagram, and whatever gets the highest vote will be in our 2024 class. So we do got a few entrants already, and I've got some messages from other people. But so last year it was Walt Disney, George Lucas, John Williams, Bob Gurr, Hayden Christensen, Corey, aka Jungle Cruiser, Jim Cummings, and Oscar Martinez. So this year, Addie has nominated Jim Rhodey, Martha, and there's no limit. So nominate. Jim Rhodey, Joe. No, I think she meant Joe Rhodey. Sorry. Martha Blanding, Michael Eisner, Angela Bassett, Jody Benson, Howard Oshman. Corey nominates The Big Smooth since he tagged in last year. John Kenz, our boy John Zancanaro. Since ESPN is part of Disney, I nominate Lee Corso for all the years he's done College Game Day and college football as a whole. And I thought we had a few more, but I think I got those in a different in message. I know Jacob has nominated a few, but so we're going to do it again. Nominate who you want. So we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Throw those nominations out there. Like Joe said, we'll have a new post with a poll of a few of those selections for you to choose from. So if you want to get something in there for it to be a selection, now's the time. Spend the end of 2024 thinking about who really gets you going in the universe of Disney, who has contributed, in a great enough way that you think that they should be part of the Disney Universe Hall of Fame. I know I'm thinking about a couple. I shout out to Corey for the nomination. I do not think I'm worthy yet. Obviously, I nominated and selected you as one of the founders of this great show that we love here. If any of y'all got nominees, looking forward to hearing. Looking forward to hearing the ones that you 2 guys are thinking about as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be our next show coming up. And just want to thank you guys for listening and sticking with us for another year. We'll be back strong coming in 2025. A lot of cool stuff happening park wise, movie wise, anniversary wise. I know we like to talk about a lot of anniversaries. So life changes, a lot of stuff's happening in 2025. So can't wait. And one thing I will tell you is also, I think added in that show, me and Alex have an episode in the can with a returning guest and friend of the show, artist Shane Grammer. He's working on something very cool here in Sacramento. So we got a little tease of that. So we might be able to put that out. And we did that before because as of recording, he was not allowed to announce that he's going to be at this year's Festival of the Arts. Well, 2 days after we recorded he was able to announce, so he will be there. He shared one of his pieces, and he talks about it briefly on that episode. So I believe we might start the season with that interview, or if not the next week. But I look for that coming out real soon. It was a really fun conversation with Shane, and we have another on the boots on the ground on their project later on in the late spring, early winter, early spring. So so be on the lookout for that. But to you guys, man, always fun doing the show with you guys. It's it's a labor of love, and I love doing it with you too. So thanks for joining me for this ride for another year. Wish you all, Alex, Addie, Ryan, Ariel, Indy, and whatever your other pets are. I can't think right now. Callie, but all a happy Merry Christmas. Wish our listeners, DU crew, everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas too, Happy New Year, and I'll let you guys also say some well wishes if you'd like to.
Yeah, thank you again, everybody. For 8 years now, it's so crazy, dude. I remember just the first show doing the Force Friday review. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So, but yeah, thank you for sticking with us.
Coming up on 10 years of Force Awakens.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, thanks for listening to us. Thanks for everybody that's new this year. I hope to be talking to you guys when we're at Alani in 2 years and for our 10-year anniversary. So, and yeah, Patreons, thank you for the support. We appreciate it. It helps out a lot, and hopefully bring you guys some more content next year.
Yes, echo what these guys are doing and saying. I feel very privileged to have been invited to come and join the crew here or join the podcast. What started as not being able to stop talk about Disney on beer podcasts is just a passion I have, and we all have for Disney parks, Disney movies, Disney shows, Disney history. Just everything that is kind of the makeup of us, and very appreciative to be able to share that with y'all. When you guys share back with us, it's even more rewarding. As much as we all love talking into the camera and the microphone, it's much more fun when it's an interactive conversation. And to that end, big thanks to the DU crew. Thank you so much for contributing, for listening, and participating, and being part of what we're doing here. We look forward to much more of that in 2025, collaborating on ideas you want to see and hear on the podcast. And as Joe had said, I wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, happy time with your family, happy time with yourself. Get healthy, stay healthy, be well, be kind to one another, and best wishes in 2025.
Awesome. So until next time,
may the Force be with you.
To infinity and beyond.
Making Christmas.
La 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 la. All right, guys. Merry Christmas.